nostalgia that you can pick up in your family for the old country, a desire to return?
Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, my mom, she had a, God bless her heart, she had a stroke, like a minor stroke, like about a year ago, and she had to do like a power of attorney. She said if she were to die, she would want her ashes to be spread in the Pacific Ocean, because it's a gateway from America to Vietnam. So she very much would like to return there.
So there is that yearning, but you really have been here since you were an infant. So
yeah, I don't want to go to Vietnam. I'd like to go to La Jolla. Actually, I want my ashes to be spread along the 5.
Okay, well,
that's the gateway there.
We'll see what we can do about that.
That's my request, Gloria.
Bob, the IRC says that 40,000 Vietnamese refugees actually settled in this region. Dot's family came from Chicago.
Right.
I'm not quite sure why you came from Chicago.
Good pizza there. Good pizza.
Okay, but why San Diego?
Well, when Saigon fell in '75, the first wave of refugees was about 130,000, and they split them up in 4 camps, military reservations throughout the United States, and one was Camp Pendleton, right up the road here. And about 30 to 40,000 Vietnamese, mostly Vietnamese refugees, a few Cambodians were there as well, were resettled there. And so to get out of the camp, you had to have a American sponsor, and that's one of the responsibilities that the resettlement agencies had. And obviously with the proximity to San Diego, many of those sponsors, some of them church sponsors, others just concerned citizens, stepped forward to assist those people to come out. And that began the resettlement here in San Diego, and which attracted people who went to other parts of the country. They might have a relative here, or the services, or the...
Is that what brought your family?
Yeah, well, because my brother-in-law, who married my oldest sister, has families in Chicago, Illinois. And we went from Vietnam to Arkansas, to Fort Chaffee, the refugee camp there, to Chicago, and then where his family was. And then we heard there were job opportunities, hence the nail salons, out here in San Diego. That's how we ended up here.
That's it. And what about the way you were received by San Diegans when you came over? I mean, were they welcoming to you, quite honestly, or was it rough?
No, it was wonderful. Actually, I could not use word to thank San Diego enough for their openness when we first arrived. Actually, I was first few refugee that came to San Diego, and I was welcome, and they had all kind of things that we never dream of, and I have the media come and they made really a big thing about it.
Is that unusual? I mean, are San Diegans particularly welcoming to refugees who come in in large groups from other countries?
I think Americans in general are. They're compassionate people, and they certainly, Vietnam was controversial. It touched many lives of Americans here. I think Mr. Lee's experience was a good one. They weren't all good, but by and large, the San Diegans, as Americans throughout the country, opened their arms and accepted Vietnamese refugees.
What about now, Dot? I mean, do you find that truly that Vietnamese are well integrated into San Diego, or are we seeing Vietnamese Americans clustering into defined neighborhoods?
Well,
you know what Neep said earlier. He said they were comfortable setting up small businesses because it kept them from having to deal with the language barrier.
Plus, there's a tax cut. First of all, I'm very jealous of Anya for being able to grow a full beard, being an Asian man doing that. I've tried for years. I still don't have any stubs. As far as being, Gloria's like, what are you doing? Stick to the subject. Being welcome, yeah, I feel very welcome. I would say there's 2 different generations right now. There's the older generations, and the reason why they stick to the small businesses is because it's kind of a sense of community. They could personally loan money to each other to open other businesses. That's why City Heights has become basically little Saigon. And as far as the newer generation, we're all going to UCSD. We're studying to do other things. We're more idealists now.
But I understand there have been some recent problems with crime in the community. What's happening?
Yes. Since February, we have a series of robbery and burglary within our communities. And this is where we've learned from getting involved with the city government and so forth. So we have been involved with the city council and the police department to look into this problem, and the police have put a special effort in trying to solve this, and we had town hall meetings to discuss the problem and to let the people know this is really an American way. In Vietnam, we don't do it. We don't have the community things to talk about a problem.
There is an advantage to this, I would think, the getting involved in the community. We only have a minute left, so I'm going to ask you to be brief. There's participation that can lead to participation in politics. Any sign that Vietnamese as an ethnic group is interested in running for office?
Can I answer that question? Sure. Really, right now we have one Vietnamese who is a state assembly in California State Assembly, Van Trang. He's from Orange County. He was elected into the office in January, and he's up there working now. Yes, we are learning. We are getting involved a lot in the American politics now.
So here we are 30 years later. Bob, would you say, in the last few seconds we have left, that the resettlement effort for Vietnamese refugees is a total success, or is there something more that could have been done?
I think the program as a whole has been very successful. The Vietnamese people have prospered in this country. They're getting involved in politics, as Mr. Lee has said. They're involved in business. Their children are excelling in school. It's been an excellent resettlement process for the Vietnamese.
You get 10 seconds for a last joke.
Well, I'll tell you this. Crime really bothers me a lot, and I think about it all the time as I download music. It just kills me.
Okay, thank you very much. We're out of time for tonight's conversation about San Diego's Vietnamese community. As you can see, this is a group of people that came over under terrible circumstances and have done very well as members of San Diego's community. Our thanks to Dat Phan, Bob Montgomery, Neep Lee. And to learn more about the Vietnamese community, visit our website at kpbs.org. Send us your thoughts by email or send a letter to the address on your screen. And join us again tomorrow night when KPBS News Director Michael Marcotte tackles the week's top stories with a panel of local journalists. Catch the discussion right here on Full Focus. For KPBS, I'm Gloria Penner. Good night.